Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here today with Henley Vasquez, who is the co-founder of Fora. Now, what's Fora? Well, it's an innovative new host agency, and we're going to talk to them about, talk to Henley basically about what it is and how it works and why it is, because obviously there are a lot of hosts out there, so we're going to try to get her to tell us what the difference is. And we're going to find out about all that and a whole lot more on Insider Travel Report. First of all, what is Fora? What kind of travel agency is it?
Yeah, so we're a host agency. So we are based here in New York City, but we have ICs that are all over the country and all over the world. Real difference is that our goal is to empower really anyone with a passion for travel to turn that into sort of meaningful work and income, whether they want to do that in a part-time, full-time, or second career kind of way.
Now that's great. And so you are for sort of newer agents, people want to maybe like travel, and then maybe they can make it a full-time career. So we'll talk to you about that. Now, when did you and your co-founders create Fora?
Yeah, so we launched in August of 2021. We actually really got the website up and running that fall, but we were sort of already active in booking. I've been in travel my entire career, so been doing travel agent thing for quite a long time. But we got this going about a year and a half ago, and it's been quite the roller coaster ride ever since then.
That is true. You started during still what was COVID, pretty much, and so you're not absolutely brand new, but you're a couple of years old now. Now, again, you talked about what you have a background in travel. Can you tell us a little bit about that background and also the background of your co-founders?
Sure. Yeah. I started way back in the day as part of the founding team at Indagare and was there and was so proud of what we built with that company. Then I moved on to start my own agency, which is a very small virtuoso agency called Passported. Did that until pandemic. And I say, well, the pandemic closed me or I closed myself. But the pandemic was a time to really rethink what I had been doing, and then joined up with my co-founders thinking, okay, I love this business. The world is opening up again, but I'm ready to do something that's a little bit different than just kind of like sitting and owning a small agency. I wanted to team up with others and sort of give the opportunity for the career that I'd loved so much to others. And so their background also in travel, but a different way. So Evan Frank, he was one of the co-founders of One Fine Stay. So he had sort of built and scaled bigger businesses before. And then Jake Peters, who's our CTO and our third co-founder, came from a technical background. He had worked in air taxis, so he understood and is just a big traveler himself. But we really were thankful to bring in somebody with sort of deep technical expertise to bring together sort of the travel agency side of it, the business side of it, and the tech.
No, absolutely. Well, I do know Indagare, and I do know some of those other places, and I obviously do know the background of some of your co-founders there. And it's great that you have someone with that kind of technical ability, because you need it these days, if only to turn on Zoom. But anyway, so let's talk about what really is the news lately. Recently, you launched what you're calling sort of a first of its kind training program for basically a new generation of travel entrepreneurs. Tell us a little bit about this training program and how long it takes and what it offers.
Yeah, I think when we started, we knew training was going to be a really important part of what we did because new people need to learn how to do this business. Just loving travel isn't enough alone to become a great travel advisor. However, when we launched, initially we were making trainings, we were doing them live, and then we were sort of editing them, putting them in a portal where people could come and watch them on their own. We realized that self-led training, that's not it. Really, you want to go through this in a group. So what we launched was our training program, which is cohort-based. So when you apply, and if you get into Fora, you are immediately put into a cohort. There's a new one that starts every month, and you go through the month-long certification program. So like the real basics, the nuts and bolts of travel advising, like everything from like what is an IATA, how to work with a DMC, how to build your social media, where it brings in everybody from our team, from everybody from Evan talking about the actual business of building a business, down to our marketing team and our content team on how to create good materials around what you're doing. So that's a month long. At the end, there is a test that you have to pass in order to become certified.
Oh my God, a test.
Yes, a test. We do. We actually do tests. And we have a little graduation ceremony, which is really exciting. while you're in that cohort, the nice thing is that within our chat app, you also have a private space that's only for your cohort. So for new people coming in, we don't want them to feel nervous about asking questions that they may feel like are sort of embarrassing in front of the more experienced folks. So we actually give them their own private channel so they can chat just amongst themselves, as well as starting to communicate with the rest of the community. Now, after that, it doesn't all end. There's the advanced program. Advanced program is a little bit longer and a little bit more complicated. So advanced, you can apply to. You have to have completed a certain number of bookings in order to get in there, but then it's 2 months long. The first month is all live training, and then the second month is asynchronous. During this time, you're building a portfolio, you're doing site inspections, you're getting feedback from your clients, and you're actually presenting that portfolio at the end of 2 months in order to graduate from advanced. That's reviewed by our training team. And it really shows sort of you taking that next step up. And these are for the folks who really are starting to build their business and think about, how do I turn this into something a little bit bigger? And then after that, there's also just training that happens all the time. I lead a destination training every week. All different members of our staff are also in there talking about different elements really of the travel advising business. And all of that, I should say, is there's no extra fee for that. So if you join, you subscribe, you're not paying additionally for that training. And that was really important to us because we wanted to make sure that the cost of becoming a travel advisor wasn't what was keeping people out.
Got it. Now, well, what is the cost for all of this to start out?
Yeah, so it's either $199 a year or $79 a quarter. So it's not really, should say it's not a revenue stream for us. It's just about having skin in the game. We initially were free, and then we wanted people to sort of pay to be in it because we wanted them to think of this as something serious. You're actually subscribing. There is a cost to it. Obviously, you don't have to book that much in order to earn that money back, but you're committing to doing this job.
Got it. Now, so who are you targeting to take this program and become a Fora travel advisor? Is this really designed for sort of younger would-be travel advisors, people part-time? You mentioned in your website, I know that you're looking at people who want to sell travel part-time or what you call side hustle, but I assume that eventually you'd like them to kind of switch over and become more full-time.
Yeah, we really meet them where they're at. So this is for anyone who wants to do the job and do it well. We do have obviously lots of young folks who are coming in, I think particularly post-pandemic, when you think about people who have more of a freelance lifestyle or they're trying to make kind of a remote work life function for them, this can be great. But there's also a lot of moms who are transitioning back into the workforce. They're looking for a way to sort of use the network that they've built during their time homeschooling their kids, well, Zoom schooling their kids, I should say, for the past few years, but are looking to like get back engaged in the work force in a way. Lots of that. And then also lots of second career people. So we have folks who have retired from teaching or retired from social work, people who have done other jobs and are ready to move into something that is pretty fun and that they feel really passionate about. So there's no particular age that we're targeting. And yes, some people are indeed doing this full-time. We've seen some people start part-time and move into full-time. And then there's people who this will continue to be something that they do in addition to their other work. And we're happy to have them all.
No, that's great. Now, are you looking at anybody who might be more experienced? I mean, is this a program that they could adapt to, or are you really focused on more newbies?
Sure, absolutely. We do have people join that are more established, and we welcome them. I mean, this has been my whole career, so they talk my talk. But it's not something, I should say, we're not looking to kind of like reshuffle the existing agents in the industry. So we're not out there trying to recruit people away from other agencies. We're really hoping to bring people in who are new to the business, but also very much welcome any others who are interested in our tech and our marketing and some of the support that we provide that might not be kind of the norm.
Now, you've been out there about 2 years now, a little more. How many advisors do you have now so far, roughly?
Yeah, so right now we have a little over 500 active advisors this month. So, we see the numbers go up and down. There's more that are in training. Sometimes they're not booking that month, but we're growing pretty quickly and we're really proud of what they're doing.
No, that's great. Now, do you belong to any groups like consortia, other things like that can give you access to different programs and maybe preferred suppliers, things like that?
Yes, totally. Very much part of the industry in that way. So we are very proud to be part of Virtuoso, huge fans of what they do, as well as Four Seasons Preferred Partner, Rosewood Elite, Belmont Bellini, Hyatt Privé, you name it. We are part of those preferred partnerships. We are very focused on being the best partners that we can to our suppliers. So building those relationships is super important to us as a business, and obviously gives something better to our advisors to sell.
And also something better for you to market because you are part of those groups, and those are some impressive lineup of groups that you're part of. Now, that said, what kind of travel does Fora sell? Is it all over the map? Is it focused on luxury? I know given the background you have with Indigari, that was fairly luxury. I assume Fora is looking at that too, but what are the kinds of travel that you are trying to get your advisors to sell?
Yeah, and I'd say one of my favorite things about what we're doing now is I get to be much more broad and kind in terms of the kind of travel that I sell. You're right, before I was very focused on kind of like the super luxury, the very high end. Our advisors are all over the map. So they are doing everything from selling, you know, $100,000 safari to doing Virgin Voyages. We sell lots of cruises now. We have people doing small groups, wedding blocks, doing more of sort of the 4-star kind of cool and fun lifestyle hotels. So it really is across the board. And I really enjoy that because, I mean, even people who are in the luxury travel sector, they might split the time on a trip and do, say, a very expensive hotel on the Amalfi Coast, but do something like a Hoxton when they're in Rome to balance their budget, because we all know how expensive travel has gotten. So yeah, our advisors are doing all of that and then some, and I'm learning as much from them as I think they're learning from us.
Well, it's great that you have this new program to kind of onboard, and it sounds like a pretty intensive program to begin with. So it's not just, you know, sign up, answer a few questions, and you're for a travel advisor. You got to invest some time and effort into it, right?
Yeah, we really do expect people to invest some time and effort into it. We're serious about this, and it is a job. And I always say that, you know, if anybody who thinks that becoming a travel advisor is becoming a travel influencer where you take a cute picture and people book trips, that ain't it. This is work, but it is work that is so fun and so fulfilling. And I've loved having a career full of it. So I'm excited to give that opportunity to more people.
Well, I used to go around and say to people, what if you get a job where you could work selling something that people like, which is travel? You can have your own hours because you're an independent contractor affiliated with a host in general. But don't kid yourself, it's going to be long hours. And then you also have the ability to travel maybe as well, if not better than your clients. And oh, by the way, if you are really good, you can make 6 figures.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and
that's
that is really important, is that, you know, it's an eat what you kill kind of industry. So if you want to make more, sell more. But also we are sort of very dedicated to saying that if you don't want to do that, that's okay too. We don't have sales targets that they have to hit, but
right.
we do celebrate the ones that are going big. We want to help them.
Now, what qualifications to stay in the group do you basically have? People, you do have something. You say, look, if you really want to be part of this, you got to sell, right?
Yeah, so everybody is in there actively selling, but we don't have, again, a set sales target they have to hit. So you can sell a little bit, you can sell a lot. What we do have is different levels. So obviously those who are not selling a lot are not going on fam trips. They're not going to Virtuoso Travel Week. They're not getting 4 Seasons logins. So we are gating access to kind of the perks of the industry to those who are doing this in a more full-time or professional way. But we love the others too. I think there's so much in the brains of this community that can help each other. And that support and that no mean girls policy is really important to me, because what I want is a community where everybody is helping each other. And just because someone might not be selling $1 million a year doesn't mean they won't have incredible intel to share with their other advisors about, say, new hotels opening in New York City.
Yeah, like the one we were at last night. But obviously, if you come from a professional background, maybe you're a marketing person, whether you're in something, are you finding most of your people are coming from that background, from some place they've been successful, or that they have some skin in the game in a previous career, that joining you and starting out with you, it might be a better way to go?
Yeah, I think you do have to have a bit of an entrepreneurial instinct in order to do this, because you are very much building your own business. We're not giving you leads. We're helping you learn how to become a travel advisor by using your own network to build that business around you. But I will say they come from all different backgrounds. They are lawyers, they are bankers, they are DJs.
I find a lot of recovering lawyers in the travel
you name it.
It is. I do find, as I said, a lot of recovering lawyers in the travel business.
Yes. Hey, you're good at negotiating contracts then.
That's absolutely true. And they're very successful at it, and good at people who are good at sales, people who are good at marketing. And that is another key thing. You know, you have to be pretty good at sales and convincing people.
You do have to be good at sales. The marketing thing, I will say, that we really help you out with. So a
Right.
lot of what we give to our advisors are things that when I was running my own small agency, are the aspects of the work that really like took me away from the planning. So we do commissions collection for them. We pay them when their clients check out. We do the process of going and finding that money and getting it. We give them MailChimps that are preloaded with content so they can just with the click of a button send out great marketing emails. We give them a profile page on the website that's all optimized for SEO so they can actually show what they know, not just tell people that they know what they're doing now. So all of that is support as well as the training and the tech behind the scenes that we're giving them, because we want them to focus on the fun part, which is the planning trips, planning amazing vacations for their clients, and not have to think about that kind of business of running the business as much, because that was probably 50% of my time trying to run a small agency. And I could have built a bigger business if I wasn't so distracted by that.
So you're giving them training. Obviously, we're talking about that to start. You're giving them marketing, both your own, and I assume you have access to the Virtuoso marketing.
Yep.
And then, of course, technology. You got someone who's, one of your team is one of your co-founders is the technology guy, and he's going to give you that. Now, do you give them websites? What do you do with that?
Those are their profile pages. So each advisor has a profile page on the website where they can go on and they can turn in content. So they can upload their guides or their itineraries to places that they love planning trips to. People do get leads. There's one, I know she wrote something about 5 days in Crete and ended up booking like a $30,000 trip from somebody who found her and wanted to book a trip to Crete. But it is really about kind of a show, don't tell, that you do understand travel. And these are the places that you love planning travel to.
No, absolutely. Now, is there anything else you want to tell our 113,000 travel advisors out there about Fora?
What are we missing? I think we've covered a lot, other than I think I should say, this is an industry that I love. It's given me an incredible career, and, many of my best friends are industry folks, and going to these events together, it is really fulfilling to see these new people coming in. We're not trying to disrupt anything in the sense of changing it, more just giving people the opportunities to enjoy this amazing work life that we have.
Now, where can our viewers go to get more information about Fora?
Yep, you can go to our website, which is www.foratravel.com. And that's also where you would apply if you were interested in joining.
Great. Well, Henley, it's great to meet you. I'm sorry we didn't meet at the party last night.
No, I know. Next time.
Next time. But it's great to hear about your relatively new agency, although again, but you definitely have the background to start one. And now you're, as we all know, since COVID, since pandemic, travel is roaring back with a vengeance, as they go. Well, it's revenge travel or whatever it is, and so there's more business now out there than we've probably ever seen. So it's been great, and it looks like you're well poised to take advantage of that. But I want to thank you for taking the time to talk about Fora. And again, you can go check out this website and see if it's a good fit for you. If you're a fairly newbie agent, you can go in and they have a great program, it sounds like, that's all pretty much online and very well supported. So again, thank you, Henley, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thanks so much. Have a good one.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.